call this February 25th, 2020 meeting of the Lawrence County Commissioners to order. Would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief moment of silence. Angie, would you be willing to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Carol, please call the roll.
Commissioner Stillwell?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here.
Commissioner Moy?
Here. All right, we have a quorum. I will note for everybody in the audience that you are being recorded, both by individuals in the audience and through our own internal mechanisms that we use to put together the minutes after the meetings. That being said, up next on the agenda, we have row officer reports and comments. I'm seeing one of our row officers out in the audience today, Mr. Rapone. Do you have anything for us?
I do. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you all. Good morning to the board. As you know, the tax bills went out last week, county tax bills, and yesterday was our first full day of business. And I'm very happy to say that the Treasurer's Office took in $331,723.35. Wow. So it was an extremely busy and productive day, and many thanks to the taxpayers who have responded, to the tax bills office. So I'm very happy to report that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Excellent work, of course.
Thank you. We're starting the opening bell of what I'm sure to be a very busy season.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have a public comment section. I will ask, as we do every meeting, that if you have any comments related to a state or federal issue, that you reach out to your state and federal representatives. If you have any issues relating to a local issue, roads, police service, fire service, things of that nature, that you reach out either to your city council, your mayors, your borough councilors, or your township supervisors. That being said, is there anyone in the audience today that wishes to address the board?
Just a question on the Quaker Falls thing that you're gonna be doing the logging out.
Yes, sir.
And I'm from Mahoning Township, my name's Ed Klamer. Just to make sure that whoever you either contract or are contracting with is going to clean it up. Some of these companies, they drop this stuff and you can't even walk through.
Oh, it'll be well taken care of. We won't put up with that.
Okay.
And I have a personal story about that as well, so I know some of them do leave everything laying around, and
No, that'll be unacceptable.
it was bad, and
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what we
Thank
have.
you.
If you turn around, sitting right behind you is Danielle Russell, who handles those projects for us.
Yes. How are you?
And
I may have talked to you before.
You have.
yeah,
Absolutely.
she's as good as it gets. And
Yes.
that the contract will be structured in a way that won't either A, won't let them do that, or B, if they do that, they'll be forced to pay liquidated damages.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else? Carrie?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not about bringing in donuts, but
We always, have you ever had the king cake from Paris 66? That's, I gotta go. They have it's a restaurant down in Pittsburgh, and people are actually from France, and they have the best Fat Tuesday cakes.
Oh, yes.
Mary Beth Acker, who is Judge Acker's daughter.
yes.
Or I guess Mary Beth Brecker now. She would bring them in when I had her in French back in high school, and I actually still have to go get them. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Is that the Find the Baby cake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just, I
If you
can't
find
get
the
beyond
baby,
that.
you have to pay for it.
Well, I'm
Anyhow.
again asking for the record that I'm formally submitting, or this time I'm actually going to formally submit a right to know request for the board packet material, which includes the draft of the February 17th meeting. Per the right to know law, section 708B, 21I, and section 78B10 II, as well as the sunshine law 710.1. So this is my letter, and then, so are you Joe?
I am.
Okay, so I actually went on the website, and I know you have a lot of catching up to do, and
Sure.
the website really needs some work, because I was
Okay.
trying to get your name and your position, so you're a manager, is that right? Or
County administrator.
County administrator, okay. And you're like the new Joe, or James Gagliano, right? Is that the position you're
yes,
filling?
yes.
Okay, all right. So could I give you the right to know
Absolutely, you
request
can.
then, and you'll forward that to Carolyn Flannery then?
Absolutely
Okay.
will.
So, but previously, the administrator was the open records officer, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so that's all I have. Just to give that to you.
Thank you.
So and I'll give you an update on that, like, next week, check the website before coming in. It will like 99.999% chance to be up there.
I haven't taken a good picture yet, that's what the problem is. I keep waiting to lose about 20 pounds
Yeah,
to
me
get a
too.
nice angle. No, just kidding. We know that
Yes.
we know that needs done and
Yes.
it's there, yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of fires to put out. Thank you.
Here's the other thing that with regards to that specifically, we had to restructure when we get our resolution. Before we came on board, resolutions would come in 5 minutes before the meetings and we'd slap them on the agenda. One of the things we did recently was we put on any resolution that we vote on from any of our department heads has to be in at 12 o'clock on Friday,
Excellent.
the day
Yes.
before the meetings,
Excellent.
which then gives us time to review.
Right,
And
sure.
look. So that was, one of the many things that we had to do to sort of make the adjustment towards what you're asking for.
Great.
But yeah, we are moving on it. I get that it's slow.
Yeah.
But check in next week, you'll like, again, 99.99% chance.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Okay.
Any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to legal and contractual. We have no advertising right now for any bids or proposals. We do have 2 receipts of bids and proposals, which should make for a fun envelope opening session.
Yes.
First up, we have Dave Prestipine here from the Controller's Office to open the envelopes for us. And first up is CDBG Shenango Sewer Phase 2 Project, Shenango Township, FY16, FY17. This is related to CDBG funds that the state provides Shenango Township. We are very simply the administrators of those funds. Shenango Township actually initiates any projects under that program. So Dave, if you want to.
All right, for the Shenango project, I believe I have 6 bids here. Yes, there are 6 of them. The first one is from SET Incorporated in Louisville, Ohio. Pages here.
It's always fun to find a number.
There's total base bid, $118,770.
Okay.
The next one is from J.S. Bova Excavating in Struthers, Ohio. We can put these on the first page.
No,
That cover sheet.
This is government. We don't make things easy.
Total base bid, $95,494. Next one is from Penn West Specialized Contracting in Grove City, Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Let's see.
Total base bid, $74,879.
I like the trend.
I know.
Me too.
Next one, DJ Hannon and Sons, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Total base bid, $86,105. Next, Advanced Contracting in Stoneboro, Pennsylvania. Total base bid, $70,900. And the final one does not have the name of the bidder on the outside of the envelope, so
Surprise.
find out when we open.
Mhm.
White powder.
Mhm.
Never know.
Looks like S. Watkins Excavation in Grove City, I'm sorry, Mercer, Pennsylvania. Total base bid, $61,200.
All right. And for, that was the last one? For that project, that was the
Yes,
last?
yes.
So for these ones, do we send, I mean, assume we send them to our solicitor, are we the authorizing agent for them, or is Shenango Township the authorizing?
Well, first of all, we table these to allow the planning department to
To make
review
sure
them
they're-
in conjunction with any other appropriate department, which might include the solicitor.
Okay.
And then ultimately, they will come back with a recommendation, and we will either accept their recommendation and make the award at a future meeting.
Okay.
But generally speaking, it would be appropriate for us to table them. In fact, I would so move that the bids be tabled to allow the planning office and any other appropriate department that they would deem necessary the opportunity to review them and then ultimately come back with a recommendation.
Hearing a motion, we
And I'll
accept?
second. Mhm.
Second?
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none, do we do a roll call, or do we do a voice vote?
Either way.
All right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, up next, we will open bids for the Quaker Falls Bridge Rehabilitation Project.
Okay, I have 4 of these. First one is GP Construction Incorporated in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. This is total. First part is the total base bid is not totaled up here, so total base bid is $19,268. And it says total base bid in option 1 bid is $115,370. Total base bid in option 2 bid is $107,280.
And what company was that?
GP Construction. Next one is from CHD Enterprises in New Stanton, Pennsylvania. Total bid price, $177,900. Okay, that's total base bid and option 2 bid is $177,900. Total base bid and option 1 bid is $177,900 also. Total base bid, $44,900. Next is Jet Excavating Excavating in Middletown, Ohio. Total base bid is $18,000. Total base bid and option 1 bid is $195,000. Total base bid and option 2 bid is $154,750. And this one also has total base bid and option 3 bid is $92,500. Final one is from Thornberry Incorporated in West Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Total base bid $12,500. Total base bid and option 1 bid is $116,700. Total base bid and option 2 bid is $124,400.
Thank you so much. I'll take a motion to table and refer to planning.
So moved.
Second.
All right, hearing a motion to second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Up next, we have approval of the warrant approval of the warrant register. Give a minute to look over that, then into the motion.
Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, David.
I will move for acceptance of the warrant register as submitted to us by the Controller's Office.
And I will second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Up next, we have approval of the February 18th, 2020 meeting minutes. Take a second to review those. And I'll entertain a motion.
I want to note one thing that goes back to a question that Mrs. Hahn referenced last week about election board. To my knowledge, we still do not have a planned election board at this time. We indicated we'd keep you posted, and unless you know otherwise, as chair,
Yeah, no,
I'm not aware of us having one scheduled at this point.
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move for adoption of the minutes.
What do you see? You saw the comment on the last page. The Mrs. Hahn asked what the next election board meeting will be.
I'll second.
Motion of the second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign, and motion carries.
Objection. Just following my due diligence. So as a perceived violation of the sunshine law, and I forgot to give you my written comment from before, so thank you.
And like I said, check back in the website. I think the commissioner's page is probably gonna be where we end up putting it. But probably like Monday afternoon next week.
Great.
That being said, moving on to presentation of written communications.
I don't have a letter in my packet.
I don't have a
I
letter in
don't.
my packet.
Mm-mm.
From Wallace Pancher.
Carol, we have,
Yeah, Joe should have.
oh, it's a big one. So this is correspondence from Wallace Pancher, 1085 South Hermitage Road, Hermitage, PA, giving Act 14 notification for general NPDES permit for stormwater discharges on behalf of the Shenango Area School District located in Shenango Township. I have a copy of the letter here. If you'd like to,
Okay, I'll take a quick look. Thank you.
pass it down to Loretta.
Certainly. guess this involves the athletic complex. The school district is proposing to construct a new athletic complex building, including necessary sidewalks, utilities, and post-construction stormwater. And my recollection is that state law requires that we be notified of these matters. We have no authority or oversight, but for notification purposes, this is why we get these type of documents. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I'm good with it. Receiving the information.
All
Yes.
right, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion to accept?
Accept,
Yeah.
yeah.
Second.
All right, hearing a motion, the second, any discussion, hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Moving on to reports, staff reports. Is there anyone out there from our staff that is not otherwise on the agenda that wishes to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to commissioners' reports and comments, starting with Commissioner Vogler today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, I really have nothing new to report on my end, but thank you.
Absolutely. The only thing I'll say is we actually had a grouping of, I think, really fruitful meetings yesterday, where we started off in the morning with Neshannock Township.
Yes.
We got to explore some of their concerns, some of their thoughts on how Neshannock Township's looking, to sort of move into the future. Good conversation on economic development, good conversation on liquid fuels. Followed that up with a conversation with Department of Community and Economic Development, where we got a briefing on different services that they offer, including some that I think we'll be following up on pretty shortly to get more information on, related to different grants and how we can fund different projects. And then third, we actually had the opportunity to meet with Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, who came down for the day and had a good conversation on transportation issues with the region as a whole. And then actually, right after this meeting, I'm heading down to Pittsburgh to a meeting of the Southwest Pennsylvania Commission, where we're going to explore more in depth how our transportation funding sources are declining for the next few years, and different measures that we can take to sort of remediate that issue. But Mr. Spielberg?
And the same thing we did. We had some, and we continue to have meetings. I should have brought a copy of our schedule. That thank goodness that somebody is keeping track of us. It's good to gather all of this information, and like the chairman said, he'll be going down to Pittsburgh today. Tomorrow I will be with our local chamber and economic development, Linda Nitch and Alex McCoy, going to the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance to meet with a grouping of different agencies, different commissioners, the Regional Alliance team, a lot of mayors. We're taking, I believe, a couple of people from the city, the mayor possibly, and Sean Anderson, who is in charge now of the economic development from the city. So hopefully, continuing to gain knowledge and expand our horizons, working with the southern counties as well as the northern counties. We try to work with Western Pennsylvania counties as much as we can. So I'll be heading down there tomorrow. But I did want to bring up just something very quickly about the census coming up. And I hope to stress at every meeting that we have, because it is so vitally, vitally important that everyone fill out a census. $2,100 per person is lost by somebody not filling out the census. Money coming to our county. And right now, we really truly need to at least sustain, if not improve, our census count so that we can continue to get the funding that we do from the state and federal agencies that we do. So as time goes on, I know March starts the census count. There are different organizations that are spearheading some different things. I will just continue to bring more information every week as I get it, but I just cannot stress it enough. Please get the word out to have everybody that you know to fill out that census, because it is vitally, vitally important to our county for a count. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on into new business. First on the docket, we have Director Bout from Children and Youth Services to talk about discussion of possible approval of a contract I wanna say that's, what is it, Devereux?
Devereaux.
Behavioral Health, 2012 Renaissance, Boulevard, King Prussia, PA, provide professional services on an as-needed basis for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. John, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Commissioner. Good morning. Appreciate your time. Devereaux, this is a contract for 1920. It is a new contract. The current under rate, their current daily rate is $782 a day. The managed care organization, as the one child that we have placed there, meets medical necessity, picks up $778 a day of the $782, leaving $4 a day to CYS. The provider is in Montgomery County. Last year we had no youth served by this provider. Again, this year we have one youth that is served, and out of the $4 a day, based off of our work through other reimbursement streams, the charge to the county of $782 a day is $1.60. And I think there's a real win here that I wanted to share with you. First, we found an appropriate provider to meet the needs of a child with a great deal of healthcare issues.
Yes.
And secondly, we found an appropriate way of being good shepherds of the money for the county. And to put that in perspective, this child is likely to spend more than 1 year in this program. And at the total cost, that's $285,430 annually. Now, if we had not managed to identify as a staff the medical necessity, we would have paid $114,172 as a county. But again, because our staff had the eye and the training to engage in the medical necessity criteria, the county at the end of the 12-month period is going to spend $584. And so, again, the child is in the right setting that meets their needs, but we were able to also be good shepherds. Now, this contract is coming to you into now this new calendar year. I will say that this provider and I had many discussions. The provider wanted to change our standard contract template to allow for greater reimbursement related to travel. And continuously, month over month, I denied that request. But again, so we could move the matter forward, I present to you today not our standard contract, but their standard contract. And so that's why the template is different, because again, I was unwilling to change our contract to allow the provider greater transportation dollars. And on their end, they were unwilling to partially execute our standard contract agreement without the modification. And so we came to a resolution to review their contract template, their standard agreement. Our solicitor, Attorney Thorne, reviewed it and felt that it was appropriate. And so I bring that document to you today, which is a deviation. It is not our standard contract. It is their standard agreement. But we could not come to a resolution related to ours. And frankly, I was not willing to set a precedent of changing our standard contract document, allowing for greater transportation costs, because I felt that that would be a bad precedent to set for CYS.
All right. Any questions for Director Bauer?
I would just say thank you so much for the diligence, and to your staff for recognizing and taking care of the child first of all, identifying the needs, and then also your diligence in the contract work as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I would echo Commissioner Spielvogel's comments, and you did include a contract overview document. The only thing I can't seem to find in my packet is a proposed resolution. And perhaps, whoops, sorry about that. Did you folks each have one?
Yeah, we each, it looks like,
Okay.
you get the same sheet stapled twice, maybe.
Looks like I did, Mr. Chairman. Yep. Okay, so there is a resolution.
Yes.
Looks good to me, thank you.
You wanna, I think
You can keep that, I have 2 copies.
You do?
Yep.
Okay, but this has your,
Yeah,
it's
so-
been written on, but okay, you're good, okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Unless there's any objection, we'll move that to today for a voting item. Carol, what resolution number would that be? Resolution 2020-050.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you, John.
You as well.
All right, up next, we have Redevelopment Authority, discussion and possible approval of a memorandum of understanding between the Redevelopment Authority and the County of Lawrence for the purpose of continuing to offer administrative support through Lawrence County Department of Planning and Community Development. And we have Rebecca here today. Tell us a little bit about that.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
How are you?
So far, so good.
Good. This basically is an agreement between the county planning office and the redevelopment authority. We offer, or we are the staff of them, of the redevelopment authority. So we offer administrative reports. We also we review proposals for demo and rehab. We administer the fair funds, the Act 137, and the Act 152 demo funds. And anything else that the board, comes to us with, we try to make it happen. This is normally an annual thing. We keep on, so it's, every year we're here asking to see if we can do more work.
I thought it looked familiar.
Yes. Dan, we'll defer to you.
No, that's great.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So, hopefully I can answer any questions if anybody has anything.
The only thing I'll say is, the redevelopment authority as it stands is a separate entity. We appoint the board, but once we appoint the board, that board operates independently of the commissioners.
Yes.
We have no statutory control over that board. That being said, they advance several of the missions of the county. For example, they're the
Yes.
prime agency responsible for demolition in Lawrence County. And so to that end, where we're able to, collaborate with the redevelopment authority, even though it is a separate authority with its own separate board, many of the missions are shared with the county. And so if we're able to save costs by allowing that board to utilize
Yes.
services of our plan department, it's a good arrangement.
Absolutely.
As opposed to hiring their own
Agreed.
separate staff.
Agreed.
Okay.
Any
Thank
other
you.
comments
Yes,
from?
No.
All right, we'll make that resolution 2020-051. Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, thank you.
Thank you much.
All right, I will take a motion to amend the agenda to allow for voting of resolutions 2020-050 through 2020-051.
So moved.
Second.
All right, hearing a motion in a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. And we will move through these two resolutions expediently. Resolution 2020-050, now therefore be it resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners that 1, the purchase service agreement under the provider of Community Alternatives Incorporated shall be in effect for the period of July 1st, 2019 through July 30th, 2020.
Forgive me, Mr. Chairman, I think there's a misprint on
I
that.
agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
We'll change that to Devereaux Behavioral Health.
Mhm.
Time period matches up. So with that amendment, purchase service agreement under the provider Devereaux Behavioral Health shall be in effect for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. Costs are only incurred if the provider of services being utilized by Lawrence County per the agreement, and authorization is hereby given to execute the agreement with the following service provider, Devereaux Health, Behavioral Health at 2012 Renaissance Boulevard, King of Prussia, PA 19406. I'll take a motion on that.
Move as amended.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, Carol, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spillwinkle?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. resolution 2020-051. Now therefore be it resolved by Lawrence County Board of Commissioners that LCDPCD, Lawrence County Department of Planning and Community Development,
Letters.
will assist the RALC in carrying out the goals and objectives of strategic plan by continuing to offer administrative support. Once we get over those acronyms,
That's
I'll take
it.
a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, Carol, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. A couple announcements. Next regularly scheduled Commissioners meeting will be for 10 a.m. on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020, in this room. There will be a redevelopment authority meeting on Wednesday, February 26th, which is tomorrow at 1 p.m. In the Commissioners meeting room. There will be a land bank meeting on Wednesday, February 26th, tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Commissioners meeting room. And there will be a municipal authority meeting on Wednesday, February 26th, tomorrow, in this room. It's authorities that.
Yes.
That being so, are there any additional public comments to that? All right, hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you.